That one?
Look at the fish, buddy. Here. Look, look straight, look.
They want food, honey. They're waiting for food. They're waiting for humming. Oh, look at them. Oh, they're so big.
Weird animals.
I know, sometimes I'm like, God,
It's over there in the cage. This is pretty cool. This is the first time I'm trying the new GPS microphone. It's like a GPS remote where I can review what's going on here, as well as record audio in 32-bit float on board and in the camera. So this is like a backup recording. This is their second addition to the microphones, which is pretty sweet. And on the screen here, you can actually have it be whatever image you want. Right now, it's just one of the ones that comes with it. But this is a huge update because now Insta360 has their own kind of like mic too, where if it's mission critical that you get the audio, this is recording to it. All right, I just want to get this thought out before I leave so I have some stuff in the field. I honestly think the X5 might be the greatest vacation camera of all time. Like, I've been trying to wrangle kids the whole time. Got the baby here, Louis with me, and I don't really have time to frame shots. Like, if I had brought a traditional camera, I probably would have ended up just not shooting. Now, the other thing I will say is that the Meta Ray-Bans are completely underrated for this type of thing because you can just quickly take photos, videos, and stuff like that. And it's not always about it being like the best quality. It's about getting the memory and getting the shot. So we're going to talk about my thoughts on the X5 as a dad camera. Okay, 1 second. Ooh, hot. I got a coffee here from Scoutmaster Coffee Roasters in Cincinnati, Ohio. Links in description. Very good. Would you like some pancakes and a coffee, sir? Cigar and a coffee? Yes. Basically a coffee I can sit here and drink without thinking about. What spurred me wanting to make this video is I think that 360 cameras, specifically the X5, finally clicked for me. And I'm sure it'll be the same when in a couple of days when the Osmo 360 comes out. So just take this as a 360 video use case as opposed to just specifically to the X5. But today's video is really more from the perspective of a dad or a travel camera or just people who like to film different things, but tend to also want to be in the moment. So recently I took my son to the aquarium for his birthday. He's 2 years old. He had a blast. It was a lot of fun. And normally I would spend a lot of time trying to decide which camera I want to bring. Like, I'm sure you've been in this situation if you're somebody who uses a camera. I have a DJI Action 2, Action 4, Action 5, a Pocket 3, an Ace Pro 2, my phone, Insta360 Go 3S. Like, I've got a ton of different cameras, but the one that I keep reaching for all the time is this X5. And it's partly because of two things. Versatility and fun. And kind of ease of use, but the other ones are pretty easy to use as well. Versatility, meaning I can get a bunch of different types of shots to create a more immersive experience of the whole day. And it's not just limited to one single point of view or thing like that. The other thing is the fun factor and the fact that I'm a dad who has to wrangle kids all over the place. I don't have time to frame shots and get the video footage that I want to get as a video guy, as a dad. Like, I don't have time to do that. So what ends up happening is I usually choose a camera. I go out and it stays in my pocket, or it gets thrown in the bottom of the stroller, or it gets dropped or something. I'm not really using it because I can't focus on it. And one of my biggest complaints with 360 cameras has always been the fact that you need to reframe the footage in post. Insta360 has done a wonderful job providing multiple modes where you don't need to do that anymore. Like, they have pre-built-in modes. But in this case, I found that to actually be an advantage, like being able to reframe. So allow me to explain. I'm gonna overlay a bunch of the aquarium stuff here so you can just see it as I'm talking and really kind of get it. Like I said, I've got a lot of duties to do as a dad. I can't be focusing on framing and all that stuff. So what the Insta360 X5 allowed me to do in this situation was record everything and film later. So like I said, I would normally not like that because I want to film when I'm out filming, like I'm out doing the thing. So to be out doing the thing and then have to go do the thing later before you're editing is stupid. But in this case, I was able to enjoy the aquarium with my son. I was able to enjoy being at the aquarium, as well as capture the footage for me to in turn edit later and to create the story and the shots later. And I think it did a phenomenal job of this. I was constantly switching back between 5.7K, 8K, pure video mode, regular mode, but it didn't take me out of the moment because I knew, okay, I'm going into a dark area, pure video mode. 360, I'm going to be moving a lot, 5.7K. Hit record, hold it out, get different perspectives as you're walking around, make sure your kid's not getting lost in the crowd of people, and enjoy what you're watching and frame up later. This is such an underrated thing because I think if you're like me, this is a common thing on vacation. Like when I'm out and I'm overstimulated, enjoying what's going on, it's hard for me to get into the mindset of of the video creator. And when I'm out with my family, especially my wife, like my wife does not want me spending time filming because I should be spending time with her and doing that. And I completely agree. So like I said, what ends up happening is a lot of time I just put the stuff away or I don't shoot enough. In this case, I can just have the camera rolling, and you have to have some sort of idea of how you want the shots to look, but that takes getting used to 360 footage and what each perspective offers. Like a lot of times you're not just going to hold it in the same position and be like, oh, I've got everything, so it doesn't matter. Like, no, if you want an overhead shot, the camera still has to be overhead. So once you start to think in 360, it opens up this whole world of, okay, I just need to know where the position of the camera needs to be, and I can reframe it in post. Or if I'm going out filming, I don't need to use those reframe modes. I can just use the built-in tracking modes. And there's just so many things inside the camera that help with that. And so many accessories. I really want to make an accessory video, and I'm going to very soon, but I just wanted to show you guys this aquarium footage and tell you just how amazing I think the X5 is as a dad camera. And I hope you can see it here. I hope you can hear it in my voice that this really was eye-opening for me because I felt like a tourist in my own city. I was able to experience all of that, and then I was able to experience it again later when I'm cutting the footage. And I think the footage turned out really good. It's never going to be as good as a dedicated camera to all these things, but the difference is that I got the footage and you wouldn't have. Or if my parallel universe me using a different camera wouldn't have gotten any of that stuff. And the beauty of 360 in these moments where you're filming stuff like this is that you get what's in front of you, but you also get the reaction. Like you can see here in this clip, you can see these little sea lions or big sea lions swimming, and we're getting all of that, but you can also quickly look back at us and see how we're reacting to that. When you're not using a 360 camera, like you kind of have to make a call, which one do you want? And you do get good at flipping the camera around and around, but knowing that I'm getting what I'm looking at and what my son's looking at and him, it gives me a lot to mentally work with later. And since returning to YouTube, making this more simpler content, I've really started to care way less about the specific quality of the image. To me, the quality of the content outweighs the quality of the resolution. And I think that's a big thing that people just need to understand. A moment is a moment. You don't look back at old footage of your grandmother and think, I wish this was better quality. I mean, in some cases you do, but if I could give you, like maybe you have a relative or somebody who passed away, if I could give you a video, a 360 video of a dinner table full of those people and surrounded by all the other people, and you were able to relive that moment, you're not going to be complaining about the footage quality. You're going to be thankful that the footage existed. And that's kind of just how I operate in general now when it comes to creating memories. There are certain times where you want the quality to be peak, and guess what? You've got the gear for that. But 9 times out of 10, the moment outweighs the resolution. And this thing offers you good enough image quality with insane capturability of what's going on around you. That's why I can't put this camera down. You get what I'm saying? The X5 it passes the threshold of good enough image quality. All the accessories, the way it works, the amount of things that you can do with it just add to the versatility and the fun factor of the camera that make me want to continue to use it. So anyway, guys, that's my quick take on the Insta360 X5 as a one-stop shop kind of dad cam and vacation camera type thing. I hope you enjoyed the footage. I hope you enjoyed coming along to the aquarium with us. I love going to the aquarium, so we actually bought a pass at the end of the day, so maybe more aquarium content in the future. Don't forget to check out Scoutmaster Coffee, link in description below.